Hello everybody, so this is a new thing. We are live currently monitoring severe weather. We currently have a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of our region. In Cuyahoga County, this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, any tornado is possible. Gonna get the message out now. Going to get the message out now to my friends. Okay, so this is a tornado possible with this as well. So we have this kind of line. Let's draw it out. So we have a tornado watch, and we have these severe thunderstorm warnings going on for parts of our northern region. This is kind of weird because our first round we were kind of expecting this to be a little bit more south, which it is. Which we do have the severe warnings are near southern counties a little bit. We did think that maybe you can see the tornado watch over here. We thought there would be this line would kind of be a little bit more south, but it kind of stayed north, and now it's over Lake Erie. That could lower the risk because of lake cooling, but we'll have to see. Also, for your Cuyahoga County, a flood advisory was just issued. So this storm is going to come out, and there's going to be rain behind it. And look at this line. Look at this line. This is a pretty strong. You can see the embedded line. So we're going to go to velocity here. And so just so we can see what's going on. So if there were to be a rotation, it would have to be in this area, possibly along the lake. And so this storm, I'd say we're gonna go to our analysis. That's not our analysis. Sorry. Here's your analysis radar. Okay, this is a considerable severe, so 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected, 1-inch hail, and potentially a tornado. So this is your analysis radar. So we're going to kind of analyze what's going to be happening. Let me get my drawing tool. So possibly some embedded rotations over here. You can see these little kinks, little kink. Those could be really small mesocyclones. And right now I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing too much. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing too much. It does look like this is, at the moment, not tornadic. But, that's at the moment. Remember, this is a tornado watch. So this is our first round. There will be there at least should be another round behind it at your cold front, I think. I think your cold front's behind that. And actually some more discrete storms over here that will traverse from this region to this region, possibly covering our southern areas. But right now, we do have severe weather in the region. Once again, this is your analysis radar. So we can analyze what currently is going on. And at the moment, nothing tornadic. Let's hope it stays that way. Now, it may look like there's light to medium rain, but there is still probably some rain, at least transient, with some damaging gusts. And also, we have most of your convection is over here, and it's mostly sub-severe. We do have some strong rain and thunderstorms, as in wind gusts going over here as well from the northern parts of the area. But your most severe risk is going over the most populated areas in northeastern Ohio, Cleveland and Akron. You're under that severe weather warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, a tornado possible, 1-inch hail. There is a good chance that I do have to take shelter soon because I am included in this severe thunderstorm warning. Good chance I may have to take shelter soon, so just bear with me here, everybody. Bear with me. Going to see if I am live. Yes, I am live. Let me just get the word out again. trying to get as much word out as I possibly could. And why are we, so here's a question. Why are we having severe weather? A lot of people want to ask because the instability, the storm field is pretty low. I'm just typing this out. Tornado watch. Okay, it's posted to the main account. Okay, so why are we having some severe weather? Why is this? Well, this is because we do have a lack of instability, but it's there. But it's mostly because of these in the lower levels. So just a bit above your head, really. We have a little bit above your head. Not when you like jump, like like really little bit above your head, like a lot above your head. We have around 80 mile per hour, or 75 knots, well, 85 mile per hour winds out of the south-southwest. And that's the reason why, even though we have some a moderate to light rain, that's why we have these damaging wind gusts. It's because it's all that, 80, if I can talk, 80 to 85 mile per hour sustained winds in the lower level of the atmosphere is definitely going to mix down to the surface. And that's why we have a 70 mile per hour line going through across. We also do have a 50 mile per hour scattered convection that could potentially be upgraded to 60 miles per hour. The good news is the bulk of it looks to be, I'd say, going over the lake. But you can never don't let your guard down, because that's just the more dBs. You see those reds? That's your heavy rain to extreme rain going over the lake. That does not negate our severe weather over here, and it does not negate our severe weather down here into the earth. I will say I'm a bit surprised it kind of played out this way. I really was expecting for the bulk to be just a bit more south. I did not think it would rapidly go to the lake, but it did. But here's the thing: we're still watching these cells. As they go northeast to this region. So everybody in the tornado watch, and potentially in the tornado watch, that Pittsburgh area, you will have to watch out for these cells as that lower level jet, we call it, that will grow. I just want to say thank you to the National Weather Service in Cleveland for issuing these alerts. They are lifesavers. Once again, on your analysis radar, I'm not seeing too much of anything rotation-wise. I'm not seeing anything of too much rotation-wise. Sorry, your radar is going to have to take a little bit to update. And so the bulk of it's really going northeast. Honestly, to my opinion, if you're looking for a tornado risk on land, it'd probably be anywhere in here. Especially over here wherever this part goes. So I'd say over here. That'd be a short-term water spout, tornado risk. If you go to storm relative velocity, so there's not really a lot of rotation. I bet everything that there's probably water spouts currently ongoing with this. We're going to go back to our typical radar because that was just your analysis overview. Here's your typical radar, the one that you're kind of used to. So we do have, once again, there's a severe weather going through. I'm going to be here with you while we go through it. And I will be covering this after it passes, Summit and Cuyahoga. As, Mentor, Chardon, Kent, Niles, Ashton, Beulah, you're still in it. Do not let your guard down. Even in Conneaut, don't let your guard down, even though you're under that 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Speaking of your Storm Prediction Center outlooks, we're going to go over your day 1 outlook just very quick. And if there's a warning, it would show up on my notification tab. Where you still maintain a slight risk of severe weather the whole region. except for Conneaut. But everybody in this letter says scattered severe weather is possible, which is what we're seeing. 50, 55 to 70 mile per hour damaging wind gusts is possible, and that's what we are seeing right now. Once again, your wind risk is the main hazard, and this is what I'm talking about. It's really weird because, yeah, I think. Well, actually, no, it's not weird. I think it's just like a miscommunication thing. I think your cold front probably will convect storms, and that's why your 30% is here. I think that's the reason. I think the cold front should come by, and that's why you have a 30% chance over here in the majority of our region, and a 15% chance up here. We're going to go back to the radar. I really do not want to talk about the convective outlooks right now because I just want to talk about our radar. But it's what's happening right now. So it looks like, I want to see what happened recently. Okay. I'm going to look at my analysis radar really quick for lightning detection because it looks like, I bet you we're still having lightning, but it doesn't look like this might be not a lot of lightning event. But once again, as of right now, I'm sniffing out for any rotation, and at least on land, I'm not seeing anything rotation-wise. That's just me. Not see anything rotation-wise. Nobody's watching this right now. But you wanna know what? I'm doing it for the VOD, anyways. The VOD. Documentation. I don't know, somebody might join. Okay, anyway, so we're still watching this. Once again, it looks like the potential for something tornadic, I think, would be over the lake, and that's about to jet off to Canada. So, we are watching for potential kinks. We're going to go to storm relative velocity. We're watching for potential kinks anywhere in here. And anywhere in there, here, would be affecting over here in east. So we still have to not let our guard down. Even over here, you're currently getting slammed with 70 mile per hour wind gusts in 1 inch hail or less. Let's go to your vertically integrated liquid. Not seeing a whole lot of hail cores. I don't think we're getting 1 inch hail. If anything, over here and on the lake. Here's your echo tops. This tells us how tall the storm is. And yeah, this is pretty low top. I'm actually a little bit surprised. This is pretty low top. This convection is pretty low top. But that does not matter, because even if it's low top, this is still gonna provide damaging wind gusts. It looks like your majority of convection is not going over the lake. Bad day to be on the lake. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I was just looking at my messages. So there is there we go. So I called it. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for 16 miles per hour. Actually, no, we're gonna go. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning in this region. 60 mile per hour and less than 0.75 inch hail. So 60 miles per hour radar indicated. So if you're in, looks like the Ashtabula area for our region, expect sifts in northwest Pennsylvania. Expect 60 mile per hour damaging wind gusts with this. It looks like you have a very small line segment that just formed. So honestly, it looks pretty better than whatever this is. But even though it may look better, This is actually a bit more significant with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and a tornado is possible. Now, I could tell you how the tornado. I could tell you everyone in this for some reason if there actually is a risk for a tornado, and there is. I don't want to jinx it, but it does look like. I think your tornado risk has rapidly decreased since this line is now over the water. But that's just for the short term. That's just for the short term. Because you want to know what if you want to know what's going to happen, because now these guys are going to have to watch out, and this is part of our area where your tail end of your line is going. And actually, sometimes your tail end, which is right here, is the tornado producer. It's called a tail end Charlie. And yes, my name is Charlie, so people, and I'm not even joking, it is called a tail end Charlie. That is the meteorological name for it. A tail end Charlie is when you have tornado warnings or like small spin-ups at the end of a squall line. So I'm not joking, a tail end Charlie. So we could see a tail end Charlie start to go over here. And after that, the threat is not over. Threat's not over. We still have our cold front. And whatever instability is left, primarily down here. We actually talked about this, primarily down here, but we actually talked about this in our video. We talked about this where that the HRRR, we talked about where if we get a lot of convection here, there may not be enough instability for this cold front to convect severe thunderstorms. And it would be more so down over here. I am watching for the Canton area. I am watching these these prefrontal convection as well. I don't know exactly what they're doing. What I do know is that they are sub-severe, and I'm not seeing. Oh, well, there is some lightning with it. There is some lightning with it. Actually, not a lot of lightning with it. Not a lot of lightning. We're going to go back to Cleveland radar, see what's going on in our severe thunderstorm warnings. Obviously, we're going to look at both. So this is the most concerning one because there's 70 mile per hour. This is a considerable severe. And look at this. This is probably your, I don't want to say gust front, but this is probably a lot of it right here. I'm actually going to plug my things in because I may lose power potentially. So we'll just hold on for a second. Just for a little bit. While I do this, I'm actually going to play the loop. Yeah, I can hear it. I think you are getting some rumbles in here. Yeah, I can hear it. It's on its way. Over here where your 60 mile per hour severe is, you're watching for these damaging wind gusts. I'm trying to find, I swore there was a dual split view. There we go. Bear with me here. Split view, so now we can see actually what's going on. We could have a really small, my drawing tools are not working. So we could have a very small kink right into here. So if you can kind of see this line, and there's a little bit of a kink. So that's what we're watching out for. Anywhere in here. I'm actually going to stop split view because I think it's actually lagging. Just scanning. So once again, this is about to go into the Mayfield, Euclid Heights area near Stow, Mentor, Chardon, Hiram, Nelson, Charlottesville, Troy Township, Burton, that area. And there's still some stuff behind it. You actually can see the National Weather Service in Cleveland has actually maintained a severe thunderstorm warning. So this stuff is probably with that low-level jet, that those 80-mile-per-hour or greater winds above your head. This is probably, especially your more stronger, but this is probably producing at least some strong wind gusts. At least some strong wind gusts. Now look over here. Once again, your main part is about to go over the lake. But remember, this area, this region, still has to watch out. Especially over here. You still have to watch out for potential for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I'd say 50 to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. A tornado or a couple water spouts. A couple tornadoes possible. And 1-inch hail, I'd say, is also possible. Once again, we're in the warm sector. So what that means is we have a front right here. And then we have this kind of pseudo stationary and warm front, mainly a warm front right here, which means everywhere in here, that's in your warm sector. So we're still in the warm sector. So anything that can... What I'm really watching out for is over here. I don't know if this is exactly your cold front or a secondary. This might be the cold front right here, actually. I can't exactly tell. Actually, you want to know what? We're going to use our analysis radar for that. While I'm here in my analysis radar, I'm actually just going to scan for rotation. Scan for rotation. I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing much. I'm just want to see something near Bay Village. I don't think there's any considerable rotation with this. I just want to see something. Yeah, no. Just wanted to see something near Bay Village because it's kind of that's a weird structure. Almost looks like it's kind of trying to make a little bit of a hooky. Or it could be contaminated since we're so close to the radar. I'm actually going to watch this. I'm actually going to pay a little bit of attention to this. Since this is your tail end, Charlie. This would be your tail end, Charlie. Just wanna watch out. I'm actually gonna keep staying on this. I think I'm actually gonna keep staying on that for a little signature potentially right here. It's about to go over the lake, but then after that, it might go over these areas and potentially even more. So, oh, just fell. So, sorry about that. Anyways, let's go check out that. Let's go check out that, So this is your cold front. So this is your cold front. It's about to enter Ohio. And this is, I don't know if it's like a prefrontal trough, but this would be your next severe threat, I'd imagine. Right here might be your next threat, potentially. Right now, this is our biggest concern. Let's see how that signature is doing. I want to keep on our analysis radar just for... So you can see we kind of had a little bit of a signature. Just we call it a SLRS, a scary looking radar signature. We might have, it looks like almost like a hook. Almost a little bit, but and it really looked classic right here. It really looked classic supercellular right over here near Westlake and Bay Village, and it still kind of does. The good thing is is that I'm not seeing, thankfully, at the moment, knock on wood, I'm not seeing anything, rotation-wise. I'm not seeing anything. But once again, that could change. So I'm definitely watching this tail end Charlie, potentially. Right over here, once again, this would generally go east-northeast, so anywhere in these regions would have to watch out for that. And I'm about to be in it, folks. I'm about to be in it. I'm right near that line. So once again, if we lose power, I'm really sorry about that. I can't control it. But other than this really weird signature going over the lake, I'm not too concerned. Once again, what? There's... I'm not too concerned. I'm watching it, though. Yeah, I'm definitely watching it. I don't think it's too much. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on that with the analysis radar. We're gonna go back to our main radar. So once again, here's your cold front. This might be this in front of the cold front. It might be like a prefrontal trough or something. This is our probably last chance for some storms. Maybe your best chance for severe storms. I can assure you, especially in the this region where the current severe thunderstorm warnings are, will be right here. I think we're too close to the radar to tell if this is a supercell or something like that. So in the southern parts of Ashtabula, so it looks like your main severe risk right now is along I-90 right here in Ashtabula. Actually looks like it's going through Ashtabula right now, about to go through Conneaut. Alright, so here it is. I'm in it, and I'm not seeing 50. I'm not even seeing 50 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's interesting. But the risk is still there. The risk is still there. Where is our storm relative velocity? The risk is still there, so I'm not even letting my guard down for a second. Inside of it, I don't know what to say. Oh, it crashed. Oh. Okay, so it looks like my radar kind of crashed. So it looks like we're stuck with our analysis radar here. We're stuck with the analysis radar. We're stuck with it. Yeah, that signal that's going over, like, it looks like that is that's fading away. So it looks like it was a scary looking radar signature. An SLRS, a scary looking radar signature. And it's breaking down over here. And also looking over the lake, I'm not even seeing a lot of rotation over the lake anymore. Yeah, this looks pretty. Might even be a little bit outflow dominant. Maybe we can't let our guards down, especially over here. With any little kink that kind of happens, cannot let our guard down. But it looks like your rotation, overall, your rotation anywhere, your threat has gone down substantially. Which is a good thing. honestly, with the analysis radar, it looks like your biggest wind gusts are probably over here in Ashtabula. So if you're in Ashtabula, you're probably saying, you know, this is way more, you know, gusty than what's in Cuyahoga. Yeah, this was a little bit of a letdown. Gonna be honest, a little bit of a letdown, but that's kind of what happens this year. That's kind of what happens this year. This time around, we have a mesoscale discussion by the Storm Prediction Center. It's a bit south of Columbus concerning these cells. Yeah, this is not a lot's going on. I'm a little bit surprised that this has maintained a 70-mile-per-hour wind contour, and we're in it. I'm in it, and I'm not even seeing 70 on radar, and I'm a trained spotter, and I'm not observing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But hey, still, you gotta still keep your eye on it. You never know. Once again, your most significant over here is near Ashtabula. I don't know if we're getting 76-mile-per-hour gusts over in Ashtabula. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But this is about to go through Conneaut. And then this is essentially it. We're gonna try to boot up our okay, good. So our radar is back. Great. We missed you. You know, once again, yeah. Not a lot going on. So I bet you this severe thunderstorm warning is gonna get canceled. It should. I don't really see. I think your short-term, at least your short-term severe weather risk, is done for a lot of our region. Gonna be honest with you. I would extend it to Lake County maybe, just because of your tail end Charlies here, because your tail end Charlies, which is a correct term. I would do that. I would do that just in case. But this just does not look great. I think it looks great for a potentially for a flood threat. And it looks like we just got our day one outlook, and my friend Gavin is telling me that the Storm Prediction Center just made an update and there were no changes. So the slight risk still maintains. So we still have a slight risk of severe weather. Now I want to know. So day one. Let's see. I just want to see. Let's go over our region. I just want to check something really quick. Just gonna check the radar to see what's changed with our slight risk. And oh wow, yeah. Slight risk is still in effect, so it looks like. So we still have a severe weather risk behind that, folks. Behind it. So once again, this was only the first round. This was only the first round, guys. Only the first round. We still have a whole other round near Fort Wayne. So this right here near Defiance. This right here near Defiance. And finally right here near Huntertown, Indiana. This is probably your final round. Honestly, I don't really know. Honestly, by looking at model, I haven't looked at your models yet. Let me look at the models. I'm not a little bit I'm kind of uncertain on this. I'm a little bit uncertain on this. To look at your weather models, just to get an idea. Even the weather models kind of have this. And the weather models just are not getting this. So yeah, the Slayer risk is for southern parts of our region later on today with those cells. I'd say around, let me just map it out for you. I'd say around 1 to 2 p.m. Anywhere in here, especially for our parts we watch. I would look out for maybe some storms, potentially a strong one or severe one. I'm actually going to look at the HREF because the 12Z HREF should be in. The HREF is just an ensemble of your short-term forecasts. But once again, going over here right now, we are not seeing a whole lot of anything. In fact, this tail end Charlie, I think it's going to miss our area. So I think for the short term, maybe some strong gusts with this. This is leaving. But overall, I think your severe weather risk for the short term is done for. I do believe that. Now 12Z HREF is in, so I'm just going to look at it. See what's going on. I want to see which short-term model is correct. At least what it looks like the best, and we can just semi, go off that. But it looks like, that tornado watch was canceled back there. Kind of surprised they maintained a slight. But maybe they're seeing something I'm not. It's always that with the Storm Prediction Center. I'm just seeing something. They're just seeing something I'm not. And that's okay. If HREF will load. So while this is loading, so the severe thunderstorm warning was updated. Let's go to what's recent. Okay, so the severe thunderstorm warning was updated for Cuyahoga. 6 minutes left. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So yeah, those so isolated. So wind gusts potentially. I think I'm talking to my friend who's a storm chaser. We're talking about why a site risk wasn't maintained. Okay, so there should be more discrete cells off of that cold front later. Because you can see it right here and there, getting there, Ottawa. So that the line near Fort Wayne, that's your cold front. After that, the severe risk is over. Your thunderstorm risk, your rain risk is really over. But near Van Wert and Ottawa, that's your... that's not going to do anything. that at best will produce a strong thunderstorm. This is why the slate risk wasn't maintained. Look at the stuff near Bloomington. Those supercells will go into parts of our region, specifically these parts of our region. I'd say these parts of our region. Potentially there are some models that do on the northern end, but I do think that the severe risk is about over for our northern counties. Absolute nothing burger again. Well, it wasn't a severe thunderstorm warning, but that was a whole load of nothing. But there was a severe thunderstorm warning. Now look at the HREF again just to see what's going on. Yeah, the tornado watch is starting to get canceled. Because there's no reason for it. 13, just want to think. 12 of these, probably 8 a.m. So it's about to be 1 p.m., so 17Z. Does it have it correct? No, not really. What about you, NSSL? Not a chance. To W and F3, no. NES, no. HRRR 6 hour, nah. No. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, none of the convective models are really getting a good handle. Maybe the ARW, even then. I want to see what the ARW has. So the ARW, okay, it does have discrete cells in Southeast Ohio later. So I do think that I think there will be a second round. There will be a second round potentially in this area. At least anything north of that, your risk is canceled. I don't know why they maintained a slight. Your risk is canceled. I'm declaring that. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think I should say at least a marginal risk. At least maybe an isolated strong to severe storm. But your main threat is canceled. I think that was it. That first round was it, and it's about to be gone. For the rest of our area, we're still watching for some discrete supercells to come by and pose an all hazards threat. So the risk is not over. But I do want to say no model is having a good handle on what's happening right now. The HRRR does have I'd say along that pink line. But your majority of your severe thunderstorm risk should be in this pink area for those discrete supercells that could fire, but are firing. Right now they're sub-severe, which means they're not even severe warned. They're not even special weather statement warned. That's kind of lame. We'll see what happens later on. But at the moment, not too much. Not too much. Anyways, let's continue on with our severe weather coverage. And this is your first round, it looks like. There are going to be rounds of this, so. Severe thunderstorm warning so for this. So actually, there's no severe thunderstorm warning. This is about to be canceled in 44. Actually, no. That's in 44. I don't know why they continue that. Oh, for this. Okay. So we still have a severe thunderstorm warning for Ashtabula. There's currently no reason for it. Oh, they just expired it. Either that or the Cuyahoga one. That was for Cuyahoga. So this was not expired. But once again, your second round is still over here. It's still, developing. It's still getting its act together. There's a tornado watch down here. So. And that should propagate to our area. So we are watching that. So, once again, just to point it out to you, I think Lorraine Cuyahoga Lake, Ashtabula, I think you're fine. For the rest of the night after this passes, I think you're fine. And also Geauga as well, I suppose. Yeah, also Geauga. At best, maybe if you cut these in half. So at the max, I do expect anything north of this line to be done. So Cuyahoga, you're essentially northern Cuyahoga, you're done. Unless this wants to pop off, which we'll monitor it, but I have my doubts. I have some serious doubts. Go into analysis radar. Analysis radar. So we just had a report of a severe thunderstorm gust of 16 miles per hour near our area. But as of right now, I'm obviously no rotation. No rotation. None at all. That risk, I think you're, so this is just falling apart. I think you're good. Yeah, so no rotation, there never will be rotation with this. Your main severe threat, I think, has moved down here near Canton. I'm gonna take a break. Because even though there is a severe thunderstorm warning in the Ashtabula County, I'm not seeing a really deserving risk to stay by. We do have what's in that tail end charts that that this supercell right here. This may impact the Ashtabula area, but I think it actually might right along the coast. So no, I'm still not seeing a deserved risk. I do think it's possible for some strong gusts over here. But I do not think this severe thunderstorm warning is granted unless it dramatically changed. But we'll stay on here for a few more minutes. But after that, I'm getting off. Looking out near the Canton region, Youngstown region, these supercells, which are sub-severe, sub-strong, no thunder yet. There might be some, but this will all go south of our area. I'm not seeing anything that will go to our area, actually. I'm not. wow, look at that. Down tree. So we did have some damage reports, probably from either wind gusts or small mesovorts. Your most severe gusts are actually over here west of Columbus, where that severe line was. Looking at the Wilmington radar, this convection, these bit more developed storms, which are still sub-severe, will probably propagate into this region. These are what you're gonna want to watch for, this region. But that looks even worse. So we're gonna I'm gonna keep my eye on the analysis radar every now and then. There is a severe warning over here. They combined it. So they still think a severe thunderstorm warning is, warranted for at least Ashtabula. But I don't know about that, soldier. I don't know about that. Radar is really, really going at it. But when I experienced it, it was nothing. But we're still watching this as it goes to our northeast. Still monitoring it. But I still think your main risk is that second round for our southern regions. Yeah, there was some clearing. There's some clear skies over here, so that means instability might grow. If we go to our satellite, yeah, you actually might see some clear skies behind it. That's actually that's not a good thing, because that means your atmosphere could become a bit more unstable. That would overall help your severe weather risk. So we're monitoring that. We're monitoring that. I do think your tornado watch will be canceled for Northeast Ohio. I do think your tornado watch will be canceled, because the next round will come a little bit more later. I'm watching this guy. This guy does not look in front of the front. This guy does not. See, your front's right here. This guy is I don't know what this guy's doing. It might try something. You never know. You have to watch it. It's moving into clearing area. We got some snow coming. That's something. Honestly, your most organized severe risk is in the south. And over here where these cells are. But I'm a little bit surprised these cells are sub-severe. I'm not shocked, but looking at radar, still the same story. I think I will end this live stream at 1 if nothing changes. We do have some cells over here. We're watching it. Very, very carefully, we're watching it. But yeah, this line fell apart right over the lake. I do want to see storm total precip. So across areas. Some areas got, you know, probably an inch or over an inch over here in their Lake County. Yeah. Yeah. But that's why that flood advisory was issued. So we're still monitoring this light to moderate rain as it goes through the region. Looking back down just to watch out for our Canton, Youngstown friends. And these cells are just still south. It's these ones you want to watch out for. But honestly, since these are sub-severe, they might cloud up the atmosphere. So these might actually get rid of instability a little bit if they just stay like this. Or if they grow like these and become thunderstorms. Look at these cells, yeah. So this one's getting strong now. So we are seeing these get strong. These are the more mature ones that, you know, will be heading into our region. Now if I were to draw a line. What are these moving? So they're moving northeast, right? So we're watching it. We're watching it. Once again, if these grow to become strong or even severe, then that would definitely put a, you know, scuff our already very weak instability over here. Looking back at radar one more time. So once again, this now as we're leaving. Severe thunderstorm warning continues over here in Ashtabula for 31 minutes as this big blob comes through, heavy rain behind it and with it. For the rest of the night, we are watching these cells over here and even these cells to go over to our region. Potential for an all hazards threat. I'd say specifically anybody south of this line, at least you have as a rear risk. I think north of this line, I think pretty marginal risk. So we'll have to see. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching this coverage. And we'll see you in the next video, maybe, or live stream. I'm definitely doing a video after this. Part of the daily video updates. And I might see you in the live stream later tonight for these supercells or this discrete whatever mess it is.